Let's give it up for our next keynote speaker.
I don't know if I can match the energy from the past, but I'll try. Thank you, great to be here. As always, UX India is more a family affair because most of our design community guys come together and we really love to be part of this and looking forward to connecting with all of you. So I think I was trying to get a topic for this talk and wanted to see what's the best to speak today. And with all of the changes that's coming by, how much of uncertainty we are all today with the design, AI, a lot of changes that's coming over. So we want to understand how do we do this and how do we go forward looking at this. So we were lucky enough to have Don Norman in our office yesterday, and he came in, we hosted him, and he spoke to our designers, spent some time with us looking at our work, had a fantastic time with him. So this presentation and the topic that I have picked kind of reassured with some of his words. Typically this is a question everybody's asking him that what is generative AI going to change for design, right? And he immediately switched the question and asked him, I think the question should be different. The question should be, what can design change the generative AI? So probably that's an attitude which we should all carry forward and see how we can change things, and definitely as designers we have much more responsibilities, and it's purely on the volatility of design. So that's the topic which we will move forward today. And with a lot of uncertainties, like we discussed a little bit, there is a lot of change that comes by, and the changes are we can't expect the change, we can't predict the change, so we need to definitely embrace the change. And it's a lot of flux out there, and with looking at so much of changes in every paradigm of design that we are doing today. So the resilience for the design for resilience, and also the lead with agility is very important for us. So can I get the slides here, please? Thank you. So yeah, lead with agility. And so when we talk about different segments of design, we all operate with products, and we also have to take care of people, emotions, sustainability, and what kind of changes will come in over time for everything that we will be doing. So some of the topics I thought we can cover, and I also wanted to see that how I can show you some work examples that we have done. It's very easy to say certain things, but have we really tried it? Can we do this? So some of the examples. So I will pick up a topic and I'll show you an example. Expect some videos on the way as we speak. So first is on sustainability, and while we talk about sustainability, we've been doing this from a long time, and as we also see that it's not just using some earth-friendly materials or making sure we don't use plastic. It's more of a habit formation. And how do we inculcate a habit into a person that this is not a favor you're doing to the earth, or this is not something that you need to do it as an additional responsibility. It should be imbibed into our habits. So with that as a change that is expected today, with Financial Times and WongDoody, we worked on a game. How can a serious topic like sustainability become a game? And we actually, people loved playing this game, and I'll show you some stats on that also. So how do we save the world with a video game? This was a very immersive journalism concept, and which really got us more than 20+ awards. And this is a game which anybody can play. Even you can just log into financialtimes.com and play this game. It's a climate game. And here you are the minister of energy, and you make certain decisions. You can pick up a mentor whom you want, and based on the certain decisions you make, what are the kind of decisions you would make going forward for the country, and how is the energy alternatives will be changed. With all of that, in 2050, what's the global climate going to change based on what you make certain decisions. So again, we are talking about the changes and the volatility of the design, how your decisions impact on the world or in the future of whatever we are talking about today. So I'll just show you a quick video about this game.
Government officials holding an emergency meeting that some 12,000 evacuations.
Introducing the climate game. The Financial Times turned the steps to net zero into a playable experience which tasks you with solving the climate crisis. Using predictive artificial intelligence, we transformed climate data and models into interactive journalism, where you're the sole decision maker working to get the world to net zero by 2050. With over 400 potential in-game actions, you can see the real-world impact big business, technology, and policy can have on our planet.
It's almost like a dream teaching resource, when you're trying to get across these massive concepts, which is just as relevant if you're a CEO making decisions about how to take your company sort of carbon neutral, as it is to being a young person trying to understand how the world they're living in is changing.
But the climate game isn't a game, it's a roadmap. And this is the moment for the Financial Times' influential audience to bring these solutions into real life and reshape tomorrow's climate change headlines.
All right, let's talk about a different topic on Gen Z design. Right? That's definitely changing. A lot of changes are coming in. The expectations of the Gen Z is very different. The design has to be very, very thought through because they need flexibility, they need changes with agility, and they need to connect with their lingo. So in fact, I was talking to one of the CIO of a nation's largest bank, and they said Gen Z don't really interact with the banks that easily. They feel like they're talking to their parents. It's very complicated, tight-collared kind of approach, everything is, so it's very serious. So Gen Zs don't like to be serious on those topics. So then they also started to change their design and make it look like more, they had a mascot which is more cartoonish, and they can talk to them in their lingo. The languages have changed, and it's a very friendly conversations to make something serious happen. So those were the changes which was brought into the bank, and then this generation really looked at it more like a friendly bank, and then they were able to interact with it because they are able to understand what they are trying to tell us and what is the value they are selling to them. So with that, we have also done something with the Gen Z's concepts of new age of ads. So let me just show you a video again. And this is more of how to connect with the next generation and the trendsetter. So typically Otto is a brand, and this brand is in Germany, and they were looking like a very 90s old time magazine type. So we really hired some influencers, made lot of changes to it. You'll see the ad, it's fun to see that.
Otto is Germany's biggest e-commerce platform, yet they're still best known for their catalogs from the 90s. So how do we update the brand to 2023 and make Otto relevant for Gen Z? Our approach? We had to stop thinking like advertisers and start thinking with creators. Because we knew the rules to be successful on TikTok are different. So we gathered Germany's 5 most successful influencers and brought them together on a huge TikTok playground. A warehouse full of sets, tools, gadgets, and a ton of Adidas Originals products. Hashtag street cred. Yes! There we let our creators do what they do best. 100% authentic content. No briefing at all, but lots of creative freedom. Just ask Nina Chuba, Germany's most trending artist right now. Long story short, 7 sets, 5 creators, 1 day, 90 million impressions, 6 million users reached, and an 80% increase in followers for Otto. By uniting the right kind of brands with the right kind of people, we let real magic happen. And produce content that's adored by the Gen Z, because together is nicer.
Thank you. That was a fun project because we learned a lot, and also none of the traditional processes that we had learned of marketing or campaign worked in it. It was a disruptive thinking. We took risk, but it really worked for us. So moving on the next topic of cohesive journeys, and I'm sure all of you would probably order something in an airport kiosk. It'll get delivered to your home. You don't like it, you want to return it back, and maybe you go to the store And you do all of these multiple, different channel or different platform interaction with a single brand. But unless you feel the brand value or the brand experience across different touch points that you would go with, I think it doesn't feel you are with the brand. So a small change or a small irking interaction with it can really bring the brand down into a lot of social emotion up and so on. So with that, the cohesive journey means that we also have to bring in a lot of togetherness in that whole channels. How is the experience seamless? How can we build different types of environments, different emotions that we can build it together, but it still keeps the brand experience and the brand feeling together.
DM, just 2 little letters, but for us, one epic love story. Wait, what? You don't know DM? Okay, so in a nutshell, founded in 1973, Germany's most popular drugstore, honored year after year as one of the country's most important brands, Europe's largest drugstore brand, and millions of people with massive crushes on DM who absolutely love shopping there. But how on earth did they manage to become one of the leading omni-channel drugstores? Let me start from the very beginning. Since 2008, we've helped to create an entire digital ecosystem that puts the customer and their convenience first. We want to create an experience that's easy, fun, and even inspiring. You may be wondering, how is it possible to stay successful in this ever-evolving landscape? No problem. First, our priority is future-proof brand communication. We create valuable content and stories that meet people's needs, offer help, inform, inspire, and also resonate with the next generation of customers. Second, we dared to think beyond the smartphone. Yep, I really just said that. And embrace colorful and diverse brand touchpoints across multiple channels and moments. Third, we went from contemporary communication to digital experience. We helped conceive and design the DM app, which now offers advice, entertainment, and makes shopping a walk in the park for millions of DM customers. And lastly, let's talk about technology and how we see it. Data, AI, and automation are trendy and super important, and rightly so, as digital and data-driven communication can bring immense value when prioritizing the customer's benefit. We use them to create meaningful communication. With shopping data and browsing behavior, we anticipate real customer needs. As you can see, this love story continues. At the heart of everything we create together, keeping the human being at the center of it all. So this will always ring true. Here, I am a human being. Here is where I shop.
Just to re-emphasize, all the videos and some of the models are all our team members, and it's all in-house done. And of course, some of the team members are right here who have all contributed to do this. So I'm just representing the whole team out here. So a lot of us in Bangalore know about the radio at one time was dead, and it just got a rebirth after some time, and then it picked up so well that it started getting back its TRP, it started getting back a lot of producers, advertisers, and so on. So there is a rebirth with an innovation to it. And some of this majorly happened with our COVID situation. Some of the online or teleconsulting of medications, which we never used to do much in India. We started doing a video call with doctors, and doctors started becoming comfortable without seeing the patient and proposing medications and so on. So there's a lot of rebirth to what was in the past has changed. So we also have worked in similar aspect for one of the, this was mainly old time, it's a financial machine, and it used to be used for economy students before, and it's kind of physically made. And how do you use your economy, how does the currencies flow through. It used to show the distribution of liquid within, and then it will show you how you are doing on economy from a country perspective. So it was taught using this machine. So we thought, again, let's give a little life back to it. So we used the Apple Vision Pro as one of the medium to get them into an immersive experience to build this game again. So I'll show you the video on that, but this was a very, very 3D based immersive video that was done to get the experience of the old time machine to absolutely new gen. So here you go. pretty cool, and trust me, when you actually do it on the Apple Pro, it's really different. It's very immersive, and you can actually touch, feel, handle it with haptics and so on. It's very, very interesting one. So moving on with the a little touchy subject on compassion, which is typically, you know, we talk about emotions, empathy, and we need to worry about human emotions when we are designing things. There is a lot more to deal with compassion, like how much do we really care about people's emotion beyond. We know you have a problem, but what do we do about it? So we know we have some emotions there. Are we, from the design community standpoint, are we taking some steps to help you with those emotions? So we had some interesting work done in for this, and this is typically dementia patients in most of the dementia patients in UK are women, and actually if you look at the stats, it's the #1 death in UK for women happens because of dementia. And also, when you know the person is going to lose memory over time, it became very emotional aspect of how do you secure those emotions. And again, from the stats point of view, if you look at it, 35% of dementia can be really cured. So we took that cue and said, let's work with some of the interesting memories. So how do we create a museum of memories that you can create, relook at it, and revive your memory and replenish your energy back into the memory space. So 35% was the big data for us, so we thought let's target that and see how we can improve on that. So with that, there was an effort made of creating a museum of memory. This is a completely 3D immersive world where you can actually interact with it, and also a lot of AI comes into place where you understand people and bring in the emotions and try to secure those emotions and bring it back with over voice. So let me again show you a video on that.
Today, 1 in 3 cases of dementia is preventable, but not enough women know how to protect themselves. Who better to talk to other women than other women? Introducing Wild and Precious, in partnership with the Dementia Research Institute. A love letter to every single woman from women affected by dementia. Visitors from around the world experienced our virtual museum and heard about precious memories, and all the while learned how to prevent dementia for themselves.
It was a perfect day with Dad, and has always been precious to me.
To honour our participants, we preserve the memories in the blockchain, meaning they will never change, never grow old, and most importantly, never disappear.
My mum and dad decided they'd get married. Where we live in Jamaica, there's a river you have to cross. And I can see my dad now picking up my mum in her wedding dress and carrying her across. It's just stayed with me.
It's so important for me and us as a family that we capture Nanisha's memories. She's such a vibrant, beautiful soul. We've seen the devastation of this condition. To be able to have these and see these memories and revisit them is wonderful. To hear a little giggle at the end.
And similar lines, when Alexa came to us, they asked, let's promote the product. We have so many technical specifications that can challenge the world today, and we can do magical things with it. So we got some words from that, and we really had to have a tough conversations with them, saying that let's not sell the product, let's look at an emotion, and let's try to see how we can create an ad with an emotion. So probably the next one, that ad that you will see will be is something that complete the story and the shoot and the artist, bringing in the artist, everything was done in-house. But it was really loud by the end of the day. It was again a risk-taking, but it was more purposeful to have an emotion as the hero and not the product.
magic.
Alexa, good morning.
Every morning it comes to life. It can make things disappear. And it changes color. It can even make it rain. And it can show things. They're here. It's amazing. Do you want to trade?
So coming to generative AI, the questions on what we can do. So these are some of the images, everything generated, including the pets. So nothing exists, it's all generative, and we were really able to achieve very high quality on meta-humans and also the pets and so on. So this is a project that we are working with a pet care company, which is more selling, and when they want to show off the pet products, they would generally use a bowl with food or a food products and so on. So these started selling a little better. This started selling a little better emotions. So we were able to exactly carve out what works for the product, and multiple such photo shoots are happening, which are more on generative and more on virtual shoots. And we don't need people, we don't need animals there, but it's very, very hyper realistic, as you can see that. So this is the last one, designed for the next, and I think what here also, the expectations of kids versus when there's a game watching experience, how would the futuristic experience change? Again, from a very futuristic perspective, you can't really predict, there's no guessing here. It's like a good saying goes that you cannot teach tools to go to the war, you need an attitude. Right, so with that, we also designed the futuristic game watching experiences for kids, and a quick video on that, and after that I'll close that.
We asked fans of the future, where do you see tennis 5 years from now?
I want to play tennis on the moon! Hey Alexa, what's the score?
This set is 0 to 30, with Nadal in the lead.
I want a robotic coach. Life is the bestest at tennis. Oh no, fuck television. I want to fly over runway arenas.
It turns out we've made all of this actually happen. AO and Infosys have brought innovative tech to tennis over the last 3 years. Virtual Hub, Moon Tennis, AI Highlights, AI Videos, Alexa Commentary, 3D Court Vision, Match Beats. And the good news is,
next never stops!
As Infosys and Australian Open extend their partnership through to 2026.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! Innovation for everyone, so we can engage fans, equip players and coaches, enable media to unravel stories, digital for every touch point, creating an AO experience like no other. Tennis for every fan, because technology is an equalizer.
So, get ready to experience the next.
Next never stops. Next never stops. Next never stops. Experience the next. Are you sure you really ran a tennis court on the moon?
Thank you, and I think that's more of what I had. In fact, the point I wanted to drive was the changes are coming. There is AI that's going to change a little bit or more, but I think we have a better control as the design community, and as long as we are purposefully designing with the experience and story in our hands, and we drive the story, we tell AI what to do, that's the approach, our attitude all of us should carry. Thank you so much.